Hello and welcome to PMPLounge.com. This is Lounge Fever, wherein we tackle your burning questions. Question for the day: are there any prerequisites for CAPM certification? Now, the thing is, the other day we shared a video on the PMP prerequisites, right? And people who do not really have the experience into project management or are just starting off with their career tend to think that PMP, if they do not meet the criteria for PMP, they can kind of go ahead with the CAPM certification. So, can anyone do, kind of apply for the CAPM certification? Are there any prerequisites for the CAPM certification? Is CAPM sort of PMP light, the lighter version of PMP? Let's try to understand what are the prerequisites for CAPM certification, and can anyone, someone who's just starting off into the industry or starting off his or her career, can they also apply for the CAPM certification? So, to answer the question, we go right to where everything lies, right? The PMI website, the pmi.org website. You can go to certifications and then you can move over to CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management. So it clearly states that regardless of your career stage, the Certified Associate in Project Management, CAPM, is an asset that will distinguish you in the job market and enhance your credibility and effectiveness working on or with project teams. So, of course, CAPM, first things first, is related to project management, of course, a project management certification. It is not PMP certification. It is not mandatory for you to do CAPM first before kind of going for PMP. It is not like that. CAPM is an exam, basically a certification for those who do not have the required experience for PMP. If you have the experience, my personal suggestion would be to go for PMP. But if you do not have the hours, if you do not have the required number of hours, the amount of experience that PMP requires you, you can kind of look into CAPM as well. But CAPM also has certain requirements. Secondary degree, high school diploma, associate's degree, or the global equivalent, and 1500 hours of project experience. So you should either have a secondary degree, which is high school diploma, or wherever you are in the world, depends on your own country, what is the equivalent of a high school diploma. And you need to have certain experience, 1500 hours of project experience. Now either you have this, or you can have 23 hours of project management education completed by the time you sit for the exam. So this 23 hours of project management education is typically the 4 or 3 day, or yeah, typically 4 day class, uh, basically provided by the REPs, the registered education providers, the REPs with the PMI, the registered education providers with the PMI, who are registered with the PMI, of course. So they will take up this class, and they will give you the 23 hours of project management education so that you can be eligible for sitting for the PMP exam. Now you can find more information on CAPM in the handbook, of course. So let me go over to the handbook. This is the handbook for CAPM, and it has all the details that you need, right? You can go over to CAPM eligibility requirements, and it's the same thing again, right? Secondary diploma and 1500 hours of professional experience on a project team. This is just the option one. The option two is again secondary diploma is mandatory and 23 hours of formal education. So what this essentially means is, even if you do not have experience into project management or any kind of job itself, right? Even if you are someone who is studying in a university, right, pursuing a bachelor's or a master's degree, you can get 23 hours, 23 contact hours of formal education, formal project management education you can get those 23 hours of education and you can apply for CAPM. So here in India, there are certain MBA colleges wherein they provide this CAPM certification along with their course itself because you do not really need any job experience for kind of pursuing your CAPM certification. So I hope that was clear. I hope I was able to kind of explain what are the prerequisites for CAPM certification. You need a secondary degree, which is a high school or its global equivalent, and you need either 1500 hours of work experience or you can attend 23 hours of formal project management education and you can kind of go ahead and write the CAPM exam. Of course, it's easier than PMP. The syllabus for both PMP and CAPM tends to be the same since it's an exam on project management, but the questions, as a lot of experts say, the questions for CAPM are quite easier as compared to PMP. So that's all that I had in Lounge Fever. You can always comment your question and we'll definitely respond or make a video about it. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and check us out on our social media, facebook.com/pmplounge and twitter.com/pmplounge. As always, do check out the website pmplounge.com, your number one free resource for PMP and project management industry news. Thank you.